The story begins with a young lady waking up in a strange bed with no memory of who she is or where she is. Two servants enter and call her Lady Seraphina, leaving her even more confused. They claim she's in the imperial palace, but their explanations about her amnesia don't quite add up, making Seraphina suspicious of their intentions. Seraphina, determined to uncover the truth, tries to distract the servants by sending them to get breakfast. During their absence, she searches for something to defend herself with, but is interrupted when the servants return unexpectedly. She quickly pretends nothing happened. Normally, Seraphina is confined to the palace with minimal company, closely watched by the servants. But one day, she decides she must leave the building. She discovers the palace is surrounded by walls and spots a locked gate. Frustrated, she threatens self-harm with a hairpin to force the servants to open it. A young man suddenly unlatches the gate, and Seraphina seizes the opportunity to escape, running toward a group of women for help. However, they remain unresponsive. The young man catches up to her and reveals her true identity as Kingsley Seraphina, the last survivor of the Kingsley family who perished in a fire. He advises her to meet the Empress Dowager to uncover her past. Despite not remembering the man, Seraphina trusts him and chooses to follow him back to the palace. Along the way, she bombards him with questions, but he remains silent. Just before the palace gate is sealed shut, he finally reveals his name as Cedric. Back at the palace, Seraphina insists on meeting the Empress Dowager. However, she suddenly feels overwhelmingly sleepy. Unbeknownst to her, the servants have secretly used some kind of sleeping incense to calm her down and prevent her from causing more disruptions. Later, in the dead of night, a servant wakes Seraphina and tells her that they are finally taking her to meet the Empress Dowager as she had requested earlier. During the journey, Seraphina remains suspicious. She wonders why they're meeting the Empress Dowager in the middle of the night and how her wound from earlier could have completely healed in just a day. At the Empress Palace, Seraphina finally meets the Empress Dowager. The Empress Dowager is initially concerned about Seraphina's memory loss, but is reassured by Seraphina's bold demeanor. She also praises the physician for the miraculous healing of Seraphina's wound. Seraphina shares her fears about her memory loss and feeling confined. The Empress Dowager reveals the tragic history of the Kingsley family. The head of the Kingsley family wanted a quiet life in the countryside, but was falsely accused of embezzling war funds. The public demanded harsh punishment, and the late emperor ordered the annihilation of the Kingsley family and their relatives. The Empress Dowager saved Seraphina, the sole survivor, by bringing her into the palace and disguising her. As their conversation ends, Seraphina asks permission to leave. While walking back, Seraphina manages to cleverly escape the servant and explores the palace on her own. By chance, she runs into Cedric. She pushes him down to prevent any noise and whispers that she has met the Empress Dowager, but remains skeptical of the explanation she received. Seraphina senses that Cedric has guided her in the right direction to uncover the secret behind her lost memory. Filled with gratitude for his help, she seeks further advice. Cedric, with a somber tone, suggests a daring approach. She must seduce Emperor Lucius and entwine him into her web. By doing so, the revered wise king may forsake his nation and kin, presenting the only path for Seraphina to attain her freedom. Lucian, a powerful and prosperous kingdom, is situated to the west of a vast ocean. However, circumstances took a turn with the reign of the 9th emperor. A mysterious illness afflicted the emperors, leading to their untimely deaths. They were unable to surpass the age of 40, an age that should have been the prime of their lives. With the conclusion of Empress Dowager's regency, Lucius, the 21st emperor, has officially been in reign for over 10 years. Ascending to the throne at the age of 15, he declared an empress as his wife and had taken in 20 concubines. Despite this, his sole offspring included 2 imperial princesses and an imperial prince born from a concubine. While a somber atmosphere pervaded the imperial palace, the fact that Lucius was 29 years old this year remained a closely guarded secret. Emperors were falling ill at an earlier age than in previous generations, with even the late emperor passing away at 31. To exacerbate matters, Lucius had already coughed up blood in his sleep 5 times this year. Now we return to Seraphina's room. The servants had lit the sleeping incense, but Seraphina cleverly pretends to be asleep. Thanks to the sugar-coated tablets that Cedric had given her, she can stay wide awake. Cedric also supplied Seraphina with a ladder, enabling her to scale the palace wall, along with a map of the palace. Before her meeting with the Emperor, she resolves to delve deeper into understanding him. Her plan involves heading to the Imperial Library, where the Emperor's annals containing descriptions of his words and actions are preserved. However, the distance proves considerable, forcing Seraphina to exercise extreme caution to evade the watchful eyes of guards and servants. Upon reaching the library's location as indicated on the map, she is taken aback by its modest size. Proceeding with caution, Seraphina inspects the surroundings and discovers a small lake situated behind the building. As she observes the area, she notices a man standing near the lake. Intrigued, she watches from a distance, pondering the man's identity. To her surprise, the man begins to walk into the water, leaving Seraphina to wonder if he is attempting to end his own life. Seraphina, overcome with concern, observes a person on the brink of potential tragedy. Concealed behind a tree, she urgently calls out to the man, pleading with him not to take a perilous step. The man, displaying a demeanor devoid of hope, responds as if the timing holds little significance. This leaves Seraphina bewildered, struggling to comprehend the words from such a young man. She desperately endeavors to convince him not to give up, emphasizing that he still has a whole life ahead. The man chuckles upon hearing Seraphina's words, recalling past advice to value life for pursuing goals. However, he takes a dark turn, threatening Seraphina and insisting she reveal herself or he'll take drastic measures. Remaining silent, Seraphina witnesses him submerge himself in the water, prompting her to dash to the lake, urgently shouting at him to stop. Hey everyone! We're thrilled you're still with us! We're committed to delivering more fantastic stories with a new twist. Your continued support is incredibly valuable, so please keep it flowing. Also, remember to give that like button a friendly tap and share your thoughts in the comments section. We're truly grateful for all you do. Sending lots of love your way.